Happy Thursday, everybody. We are off to the movies. We're going to go see Star Trek Beyond. Not this guy's version of Star Trek, but the third installment of the Star Trek reboot. We just went to go see Star Trek Beyond. Was it any good? Let's talk about it. Alright, so we're going to do a little bit of walking and talking movie review because we're going to head over to the park and play a little Pokemon. What'd you guys think?
I thought it was great.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I thought the movie was really good. I don't know if it was like really awesome. We saw it in IMAX 3D. By the way, if you go see it in IMAX 3D, don't listen like Jesse and sit in the front row because it was way too loud in the front row.
Yes, it was.
And way too big in the front row.
Yes, a little disorienting.
So on a scale of 1 to 5?
3.75. Yeah, not quite a 4. I was gonna rate it really high. It's like 4.5.
I would give it maybe a 3.5. Actually 3.5. There's a lot to really enjoy in the movie.
Yeah.
It's a very fun movie, but it does kind of just go all over the place at times.
Yeah, and it's not very like you said, it's not like, wow, it's like, that's really cool.
It's an awesome summer popcorn movie. Like we said with Ghostbusters, but I actually think I might like Ghostbusters more than I like this movie.
Well, completely different, but
yeah. Completely different genre. The one thing I would say is that out of the 3 Star Trek movies, as far as reboots go so far, I don't think this is the best one out of the 3. I think it's the
other one before this was nice.
Yeah. This has a little bit more slow build to it, so it really ramps up. And then it kind of drags on at the end, I thought.
Yeah, the end was kind of boring.
The end I thought was just silly at some points. The second movie I think was action from start, from wire to wire.
Yep.
This movie, really not the case. The other thing that I would say is that I don't look at this anymore as the cast that's trying to play the roles of the original Star Trek folks. I genuinely think at this point they've adopted these roles. Like when we see the cast on screen now, I genuinely think of, Chris Pine is Kirk.
Yeah.
Zachary Quinto is Spock.
Oh, he fills that role perfectly.
Such an incredible likeness. There's no pausing to think of them as playing other characters. By the way, we're back at the park for Pokemon Go. It's packed at 9:30 at night. The band shell is all lit up, nice and pretty. And everyone is still out all hours of the day and night playing Pokemon. There's a couple of things in the movie I think that are really great for long-term fans of the franchise. Great tributes. They do tie in Leonard Nimoy very well into the movie.
Yes.
Not spoiler alert type things. I don't want to give away those pieces, but old cast and original Star Trek very well represented in the movie. The new bad guy, Idris Elba, is that his name? I always butcher his name. I can never think of him as anything but the Office character.
And he's going to be in the new Stephen King movie too.
Yeah. Does a great job. You can kind of see him through all of the makeup or prosthetics that he's wearing throughout the movie. But for a good chunk of the movie, you kind of just wonder, like, he's just bad for the sake of being bad. And it really takes all the way until the end of the movie for them to explain why exactly he is. But they do pay that off. The other new person, and I don't know the character's name, I forget the woman.
Jaina? Something like that.
There you go, that's why Mary's here. She does a phenomenal job. She is
she's incredible.
Kick-ass female lead character.
Oh yeah.
I really enjoyed watching all of the sequences with her on the screen. The movie is written for the most part by Simon Pegg. And not surprisingly, Simon Pegg has a very large character role in the movie as well. Tying back into Bad Robot with J.J. Abrams, folks that watch the channel for a long time know my extreme diehard love for Star Wars, and the fact that J.J. Abrams, when he took over the franchise for Episode 7, wove in his love for the Beastie Boys with the character Elo Asty. Beastie Boys have been prominent throughout J.J. Abrams' work to date. Expect that as well when you see this movie.
Yep.
So, and that said, I really enjoyed part of that piece being woven in, and some of it, contributed to the point of the movie where I think it hit its peak and then starts going down as far as, to me, just kind of being somewhat silly. I think hardcore sci-fi people will not like that particular sequence, but for the most part, overall, fun movie to watch. I can't ask for anything more from Star Trek, I think. Check this out. 10 o'clock at night. This is incredible. It's like Woodstock for video games. It's incredible. Wow, check out the moon. That is actually the moon, that low. That's crazy. I wish I had the camera with the zoom now. And back home from the movies, just a couple last quick thoughts. One thing I can't stress enough is just how well this cast has gelled and how much this feels like genuinely watching old Star Trek. I think that they've done a really wonderful job at casting. It's unfortunate that we won't have Anton Yelchin around for future movies. I thought that his character in this movie, he did a wonderful performance. The movie is genuinely at its best when it has its character interactions between the main cast and some of the excitement with the perils that the cast goes through, and it's genuinely at its worst when there's just some really big things that jump out at me where I know you need to suspend disbelief with summer blockbuster type movies. But there's a lot of belief to be suspended in certain spots. And without getting into spoilers now so folks can enjoy it, we'll talk about them at a later time, I'm sure. So with that said, awesome summer blockbuster movie to be able to relax, air conditioning 2 hours, take you out of your normal day-to-day and enjoy some fantasy. In the meantime, that's it for us for tonight. So on that note, thank you for all of your likes, thank you for your comments, thank you for your subscriptions. Treat others the way you want to be treated. Have a great night. We'll see you guys.
It's so pretty. Hey.